Ever since Zane gave me the principles of medicine as a gift, Niava is no longer plagued by frequent outbreaks of disease. Afterward, Zane continues to give me gifts that are in essence civilization itself, and so Niava is no longer shrouded in darkness as it enters an era of growing prosperity and glory. The tension that existed between Zane and me, when we were always on edge, ready for conflict, has long since disappeared. We now completely trust each other. Stars shine in the night sky, and moonlight gently bathes the quiet streets. After pushing the last overly energetic ship back into the pen, I look at the little ship running around and frown. Locating this ship in the valleys outside the city wasn't difficult. The troublesome part is, by the time I finish sharing all their wool, the morrow will have arrived. I should have asked Zane for his assistance.
You need Zayne's assistance for what exactly?
Why are you?
Someone was awake in the middle of the night, and she grabbed her sword before leaving in a hurry, looking all fierce. I'm here to see what you are up to.
They're the rambunctious ones here. I point at the sheep in the pen who are charging and restlessly bumping into the wooden fence. I was outside the city this morning when I heard a young shepherd crying. The shepherd said the flock was lost, and the wool couldn't be delivered to the weaving shop in time.
In other words, a passing deity heard the prayers of her people.
Only half of the prayer has been answered. I need you to help me intimidate the flock for the other half.
This favor you're asking of me is rather unusual.
I move behind Zane and push him closer to the pen. You may stand there with that icy demeanor of yours. Even the monsters from the Vastrian wouldn't dare to make a sound. This ship won't be any different.
I didn't say I wouldn't help you. Theatrics are unnecessary.
You're already here. Hurry.
Quiet.
Perhaps the disobedient sheep are truly intimidated. They immediately huddle together in silence.
I've done what's been asked of me. Will that suffice?
I'm afraid they're small.
Hmm?
I scoop up a sheep with disheveled wool and shove it into Zane's arms. Then I summon my blade. Hold it. I'm shearing its wool. The sword reflects the dawn's faint light. Night has disappeared in the blink of an eye, and Zane skillfully scoops up the sheep at his feet.
This is the last one.
The blade glides past the sheep, yet the thick clump of wool remains. The sheep, having escaped its fate, struggles. Zane bends down to release it, then he runs his fingers along the blade.
It's dull. Sometimes, the softer something is, the more powerful it becomes. Sharpening the blade won't be difficult. However, if we go to the Divine Tower, we'll see that we've run out of the necessary materials.
I remember the rare ores and spring water. You brought them back some time ago. A thought flashes through my mind. Why don't we collect them together this time?
The required materials are in various locations. Some places can only be reached by foot, and the trip itself will take quite a bit of time. I heard your divine statue is about to be completed, and there shall soon be a celebration. Shouldn't you stay in the Divine Tower?
Assuming we combine our strengths, we can make it back before the celebration. Seeing that Zane still hasn't agreed to my proposal, I sheath my sword. and grabbed his fingers with both my hands. I gave his hand a good shake. Let's go together, Zane. Actually, let's go together.
So even the goddess can resort to such methods to ensure she gets her way.
I let go of his hand, stand on my tiptoes, and raise my head to be even closer to him. Enlighten me, then. Did it work?
Yes, and it only works on me.
Rare and precious minerals are essential for whetting my sword. Moreover, a blade tempered with the waters from the Melokwa spring shall make my blade 100 times sharper. The Melokwa spring lies deep within a hidden lush forest, and it takes us several days to reach it. The spring water falls in droplets one after another. Will our container ever be filled? Taking the clay jar from Zayne's hands, I position it as close as possible to a small opening in the spring's stone wall.
If I'm not mistaken, we need to sing to awaken the spring water spirit.
Spring water spirit? I look at him skeptically.
Spirits exist in all things. For places rarely touched by humans, spiritual beings may emerge over time.
So the spring's name doesn't mean it produces nature's music. Rather, we need to trade a song for water.
Indeed! You must move me with the most sincere singing to obtain Malokwa's waters.
A voice suddenly erupts from the spring. This must be the spring water spirit.
But it's been eons since I heard the voice I yearn for.
I look at Zayne, but he gestures for me to go ahead. What do you think? I gave it my all. Spring water spirit clicks its tongue.
It was pleasant, yes, but I still miss that time from long, long ago. The voice was deep, yet full of spirit. The song I just heard lacks that feeling.
Deep yet full of spirit? Zayne, you...
I already know what you're going to say.
But he doesn't sing, so I decided to use the same trick that worked a few days ago. Zayne...
Stop that. I'll sing. La 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 la.
Zayne stops humming, and our surroundings fall silent. A moment passes, then the stingy spring surges forth with clear water.
Yes, that's the voice I've longed to hear.
The spring water that has been trickling just moments before now flows endlessly. The clay jar is filled, and a question surfaces in my mind. Since the voice the spring water spirit heard was yours, why didn't you sing first, Zayne? I bent down and splashed the spring water at him. Zayne, you did that on purpose.
I never heard the goddess of Niava sing before. I should thank the spring water spirit for letting me hear it today.
He pauses for a moment before tidying my disheveled hair.
In any case, I think I'll remember your voice for a very, very long time.
journey with Zane comes to an end when we return to the Divine Tower. Sharpening the sword isn't a difficult task. While waiting for the blade to cool, I make my way to the tower's treasury. His journey yielded a bountiful haul, and the wooden shelves designated for storage are quickly filled up with the bottles and containers I brought back.
Once your sword is sharpened, the first thing you usually do is inspect it. Why are you hiding in here now?
I'm organizing the treasures we brought back. Zane's gaze follows my hand as I gesture to the dazzling array of items on the shelves.
Why are the date pits here? We could plant them in the garden on the top floor. When they bear fruit, we can make our own pickled dates.
Remembering those cloyingly sweet dates that could slay a god, I wave my hands frantically. Planting them is fine, but you can enjoy all the pickled dates, my lord. He picks up an intricately patterned small bottle from the shelf. A rich fragrance emanates from within it.
You even brought back the love spice the merchant gave you. I thought we no longer needed these sorts of objects.
Oh, well, perhaps there will be a day when our feelings fade and we go our separate.
Would you allow that to happen?
Of course not. The meaning of this spice is purely symbolic. Using Zane's hand, I put the spice back on the shelf. Then I poke his chest. Zane, our journey together, don't tell me it lacked beautiful memories that are worth keeping. After thinking for a moment, I add more to my statement, especially since they involve you and me.
Follow me.
Zane doesn't lead me outside. Instead, he brings me through the garden at the top of the tower. The sunset playfully paints over the city gates lapis lazuli glaze. The evening breeze caresses Zane's brow and eyes. Although he senses my gaze, he doesn't look at me.
Didn't you ask if I had kept any memories from this journey?
He points towards the land beyond the city.
Outside the city lies a grove of date palms. That was where someone deliberately fed me unripe tart fruit. On a night when the wind howled, she shared a camel cloak with me. The weaving was somewhat coarse, yet it turned out to be exceptionally warm. In a remote village's marketplace, she was willing to bestow her greatest blessings upon the fake talismans in the villagers' hands. Deep within sandstorms lie ruins, and it was there that she told me the act of creation may no longer be a privilege of the gods one day.
Zane lowers his arm.
From the dense forests, rivers, and canyons, to the deserts, marshes, and mountain ranges, the memories that belong to me are in the places I've walked with you.
Then promise me that in the future, you shall walk through even more places with me. He lowers his gaze and doesn't immediately answer. When we carve our names on the destiny stone, we promise you'll make every one of my wishes come true.
I promise. Our footsteps will travel through many, many more places. It shall be no different than what we've done before.
The night softly colors Zane's expressions makes it gentle. Hearing his promise, my unease from waiting to hear his answers disappears. There is one memory you missed.
Oh,
Shouldn't you remember the night we spent shearing wool in the city? It's the beginning of our journey. Houses throughout Niava light their candles. Each speck of light is like scattered starlight floating on Ortama and Ingar. As I'm pulled into Zayne's embrace, a poet's familiar chanting drifts in the distance. O goddess of Niaba, she is the most brilliant aurora beneath the heavens. Her graceful figure sweeps across the vast white salt marshes and crimson ridges. Her footsteps traverse the burning sands and rivers, the dense forests and valleys. Her sharp blade severs the umbral claws. Her divine prophecies save the land shrouded in black clouds. Music keeps us company, and we sing from sunrise to moonset. We pray that she shall protect Niaba. We offer milk and honey, we present wheat and salt. May she protect Niaba for all eternity.